Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza here at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, my guest is Isabelle Daikeler, and she is an amazing conduit to healing. And I love that because that's who we are. We are not the healers ourselves. We are the ones who help you, whomever it is that this is resonating with, to help you remember, help you connect that innate wisdom that you already have within so that you are able to allow yourself to remember and heal. So I just want to bring her in and say, welcome, Isabel. I am so excited to see you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very, very happy to be here too. I love that you started this with a prayer.
Thank you. Yeah, I do the prayer before the we hit record actually. But yeah, it's always an intention of
Yeah,
allowing us to be heard and for this to reach you. If you're
yeah,
here watching right now and this is for you, then so be it. So Isabel, I literally just met you, but I'm already fascinated by the little bits of pieces that you've already shared with me. So why don't you get started with what happened in your life to turn you into your huge change in life, so to speak? Like, tell
yeah,
us a little bit about like where you were, what happened,
yeah.
to bring you where you are right now, so that you are doing what you're doing right now.
Yes, yes. I can make a little bit of sense, right? To
Yes.
what's happening. So I've had many little accidents in my life, actually. We haven't talked about that, but I've had several car accidents, one big car crash where walking was difficult, where sometimes I've needed 2 years of rehabilitation.
Wow.
So there was a sort of like I had to hit my head against the wall over and over again, but I wasn't getting it. So when I gave birth to my boy, that's when my life changed. So I was a health and fitness instructor. I was doing sports psychology. I was doing assistant coaching. I was very good at deep body work. Loved it. And I created. Bless you. I created, detox shakes and detox products. And so that was my life, health at that level. And then I gave birth to my boy at 40. And within a couple of months, I think I was unable to walk for about 10 to 12 years. Oh, look at you. Allergies.
Yes, definitely allergies, but I did mute myself.
So 10 to 12 years was the big event. Couldn't walk, was in chronic and constant pain, meaning I had the acute pain and I had the chronic pain. Like lost 20 pounds. I just remember now as I'm discussing it, I also had like a period of 2 years within that when I had headaches, migraine constantly, day and night. So I was wearing one of those ice hats day and night in order to function online. So my life felt like hell. My marriage was completely disrupted by all this as well. And I couldn't be the mother I thought I was going to be. So I was not, all that I identified myself to and with was gone. And it culminated to one night when I was so desperate. Honestly, thank God for my son, because I think I would have said, beam me up. Like, I'm done. 40, had a good ride. It's okay. But, you have a boy and you don't want to go anywhere. So it was my first prayer where my ego disappeared and it was pure, pure surrender. I did not know what to do. I was an expert, don't forget, and I was helping people all around the world, and I couldn't help myself and I couldn't find someone to help me. Um, so I did that prayer. And as soon as I finished my prayer, so I was on the floor, on a wood floor, and my legs were 90 degrees. When you put your legs on a chair, that was the only positions that were somehow comfortable. Um, and as soon as I finished my prayer, my upper body and lower body started shaking. I was on my tailbone. It was straight up, not like halfway, like boom, like a V.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't stop for 3 days, 3 nights. So the only time it stopped is when I would think, oh my God, I have to pee. Then it would stop. I would crawl to the bathroom, and on my way back to the exact same spot, it would lead me there. I would start shaking again and go right back in that position and keep on shaking. Funny enough, and I know many of us have gone through peculiar situations like that in that momentous change in our lives. Um, I knew I was okay. I was not asking questions. I knew I was okay. And it felt so good. So I had been in pain for years. It felt so good. When it ended, it was the night before we were leaving. We were in Kauai. My husband asked me a question, and my upper body went up, and my head responded a no or yes. I don't remember. And I was like, what is that? And he laughed. My husband went with stuff, just went with it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and he said, that's cool. So he asked me another question, and there you go, my upper body. And I think we went on for like 2 hours until I said, please stop because my stomach is killing me. Like my abdominal muscle, which I had none left, were hurting. I said, I wish I could answer you without having to come up. And he said, one more, one more. Ask me one more question. And this time my upper body didn't go up, just my head. And I said, oh my God, it's as if it's listening to me.
Uh-huh.
And so we left the next morning
So
and in
wait. I need a little bit more
pause.
information here. Were you channeling but didn't know you were channeling at this
Correct.
point?
Correct.
Okay. And what
I
kind of questions was your husband asking?
all over the place. I don't remember. That was a very long time ago.
Uh-huh.
But it was about space, about politics, about human beings, stars. Yeah, it was all over the place. He was just having fun. I don't know how seriously he took it, but he was having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I didn't know anything about it. So I didn't know what it was. So back to when we were in the plane,
Yeah.
I whispered to him, hey, ask me again. Maybe it followed me.
Uh,
And so he asked me a question and my head
yes,
shook.
I love how raw this is.
And I was like, oh my God, it followed me from Kauai. So I
Uh-huh.
think I thought, we all have heard of the magic of Kauai and the spirit of Kauai.
Yeah.
So I think I thought maybe it's helping me, maybe it's true. Like I didn't rationalize it too much. I was just so blown away at the time. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning. And then at some point, I was able to rehab and start moving a little bit more. And so I thought, oh, I can do body work, which was for me, it was called Chine Tsang. And it was on the floor, on a mat. And I would go behind them and I would start in the belly with my elbow, my forearm, my hand, quite deep work. And I thought, oh, I can do that now. I don't have to get up and walk around. And I started my movement and my hands went up and I felt the air like it was water, so thick and with movement. Now, what I didn't say is before all this, if I had a massage and somebody would say, I'm going to do a little bit of Reiki on you
Mm-hmm.
before we start, and they would put their hands like that above my head, I'd be like, no, I don't want a little Reiki.
Uh-huh.
Just want a massage. Put your hands away. Put them on me. Like so arrogant, right? Such
Uh-huh.
an attitude toward it. And so when I saw and felt my hand, and I remember thinking, I'm doing freaking Reiki, just pissed me off to no end. So this is why I say it took me several years to surrender to it all. And because I was like a dog going to the vet, something about it, I had to fight it. Now, cut back to, yeah, makes sense because I was the one that kept having car accidents because I just was not getting it. So I was stubborn and I continued to be stubborn. It serves me because there's people coming to me now that have all their hesitation and their judgment. And so I'm very familiar with it. And it's very humorous for me now because I've
Mm-hmm.
been through it all. Um, but it it humbled me to no end. I remember thinking, oh, I know nothing. Like I know nothing. If that can happen to me, I know nothing. And that was the big change. Took me a long time to even do it publicly.
So, okay, I just want to back up a little bit. You were in car accidents, you had your son, you were not able to move, and then you started shaking for 3 days, and from there you were able to walk.
I
Or...
just felt, you know, when you look back, when I look
Mm-hmm.
back now, it all makes so much sense. It's basically somatic work. I'm
Yeah,
sure you're familiar with it,
yeah.
which is all about moving the body in rotational, natural movement, the way your fiber moves and your joint, and you just let go of stressors, let go of tension. It was that really. It was the wisdom of the body knowing what it needed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was in such a surrendered space. Like, don't forget, I've been trying to get better in the way that I knew how I thought it needed to be fixed. I had to
Yes.
surrender all that. So I always say I had to be pulled like a t-shirt inside out, let go of all that I thought I knew, surrendered, and then there was space for the wisdom, the innate wisdom of the world, of our souls, of our bodies, and the collaboration between it all for it to happen. So it was not instantaneous. I just felt some kind of relief, but
Mm-hmm.
more than that, I think it was the it was my spiritual life was ignited in a
Mm.
real way, and my emotions were appeased. It was just a bit less panicked,
Yeah.
you know? And that allowed me the patience to find someone eventually. And then, you know, they got me back on my feet. And that was the real change is that all the years that it took to find a person and the years, because I had to start from scratch, like on the floor, little tiny movements. And also, all those years, spirit, would move me. So
Mm.
I was moving hours at a time on the floor by myself. And I think that's not just the body itself. It was just downloads and it was liberation on many levels and surrendered and humility. And a sense of having touched on something, knowing something that my brain couldn't access. Because I didn't have a real history with all that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was discovering as I went. And the beauty of it actually is yes, for a long time, I felt so bad that I couldn't be the mom, like a good mom, be able to do all the things that a mom does. But my son was raised, spirit was a body, spirit was normal, was like two arms. It was just like, oh, that's a third arm that I never used, but here it is. Like it was a being. They called it, my husband called it Soleil, which means sun in French. And, you know, it would, hey, Soleil, yeah, like ask questions, usually emotions and things. And they would give him a certain perspective that was better than mine. And for him, it became normal. That's what we are, which is what we are.
I
But
love
we have
that.
so much ego wrapped into it, right? It's
Yeah.
like the people that have to play the I'm better than thou because I can communicate with, or there's a lot of ego wrapped up in that world because there's a lot of ego in us. So why not in
Yes.
that world as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching a little being, there's no ego. He's learning about the world, and that's part of the world. So when at some point I said, hey, you know what? I think your guidance will have a better answer for that. Why don't you ask? He was not like, oh, I can't do that. You're the only one who can do that. He just said, oh, okay. And I said, why don't you write it down? Because he's very good with writing, which is not what I do. And he said, "Oh, okay." And he took a pen and a paper and he wrote and he came up with the most beautiful answer. And I said, "Are you satisfied?" He said, "Yeah, I think it's better than the one you would have given me." And so
I
for
love that.
him, here, done, went back. So I thought, oh, this is another lesson of, oh, I thought I had to be a certain way to be a good mother. But look how spirit taught me there's a million ways to mother. And look at the gift that he has. Look what I had to go through in order to connect. That's all I did. I connected. And here he is, just like that, right? And it's
Yeah.
been part of his life ever since. So he will not have to go through certain things that I had to go through. And I think that's the evolution, right? All
Yes.
of us that are connecting at our age, older age, we're passing it forward, to the younger generation. So that was a gift that was very unexpected as well. Um,
I love
but
that.
eventually I surrendered, and eventually I started doing it in my back house, and eventually I opened the place that I call authenticity, because I believe it really is about truth. You can't lie.
Yeah, a couple of things are coming up from what you've shared thus far. When I was going through my spiritual awakening, I was working with breath work. And I
Mm.
remember that while I was doing breath work, there was a lot of shaking in my body. And it was like,
Oh,
and
yes.
right. And I would tell because I was working with someone and I was like, it's like I'm shaking so hard. It's like it almost feels like it hurts. It hurts to shake. And
Oh,
N
wow.
now I know that I
That's
was
right.
releasing energy that was not serving me, and I was releasing it from my physical body, and it was just kind of like a lightning, like and because your body is heavy and dense, it hurts to move that fast energy through your body. So when you were talking about you shaking for so long, you weren't able to walk. What came to me was like, oh, she was shaking off the energies that were within her body to release them, so to heal,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
So I love that. And then the other thing that came through was, which is really big, when you said I have been trying to help myself heal for years and nothing was working. And when I surrender, it came through. And that feels like the golden nugget here because so many of us, whether we are in the spiritual community or not, and we're doing whatever it is that we think we need to be doing to get to our goal. And this, it could be headaches, it could be physical movement, it could be mental, it could be losing or releasing weight or gaining weight, whatever it is, right? When we're going in our minds trying to figure out, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, we're not in surrender. And this is why it doesn't work.
That's right. That's right. You nailed it. Yeah. And it's allowing that wisdom, it's allowing that guidance to
Mm.
participate in your life story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you feel that you could maybe share with the audience a little bit about how to actually surrender to
Mhm.
receive your higher wisdom?
I think you and I have already touched on it,
Mm-hmm.
breath. So pause and breath is something I use a lot with my clients
Mm-hmm.
and with myself. And I noticed that it's so easy for the ego to put a brake on giving it a shot because we're taught, nowadays we're taught you have to go to Egypt and all these
Yes.
amazing trips. We see all these podcasters and,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can't do that. I can't have access to magic. And the magic is us, right? The
Mm-hmm.
magic is here. So same thing with breath. There are all these techniques, and then people get, oh, I can't be bothered. Got
It's
three
too much.
kids and part-time job, like I can't deal with it. So very often, what I'll say is disrupt your patterning throughout the day. Don't think you have to sit down and do 15-minute meditation or 10-minute breath work. I'm not saying that's bad, not
Mm-hmm.
at all, but make it super accessible. It's cheap and it's with you all the time, meaning you get up, then start your day. Meaning your kid is screaming, "Ah," whatever it's doing,
Uh-huh.
right? Then attend. Phone call, girlfriend, something is happening. You're sad, whatever. Then respond. You will slowly teach yourself to respond and not react,
Mm.
to not jump
Yeah.
here, but settle here in your heart. And these breaths are precious because they do the trick. It just works. And it's only one breath. You cannot talk yourself out of one breath.
Mm-hmm.
If something scares you, if you get angry, if you get frustrated, if you're jealous, take that breath to just snap out of a reaction. That's what you're doing. And you're teaching your central nervous system there's another way. It's the same way that if somebody comes and they're angry at you, I'm trying to explain the impact that it can have on your life. If somebody comes and they're angry at you and they yell at you and they say terrible things, let's say you slap them. The outcome of that will be a bunch of terrible things. They might slap you back. They might turn around and say very bad things about you to all your friends or your coworker. The outcome, the karma of that will resonate in not a beneficial way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you took your breath, you calm down, and you can say, I'm so sorry. I can see how much I've hurt you. I don't think I did it on purpose. Or if you did it on purpose, you're right. Like you might respond very differently. That person may turn around and maybe they had already said bad things about you and may go and say, you know what? Actually, she was really cool, and blah, 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 blah. Or she may come and say, you know what, I overreacted. The response, the karma will be very different. You are changing your karma, really. You are changing the rest, you're shifting your life every single time that breath brings you back into your heart where you can respond with compassion, kindness, and understanding and not react out of fear. When we react, it's because we're scared. You're going to take something from me. I'm not good enough. You don't see me. All these things. So for me, breath is extremely important. I use it everywhere. Same thing with somebody says something and you're really hurt, but whatever situation you're in, you cannot just express your hurt. Or maybe you're a person who learned not to express your hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Pause for a split of a second. Just pause. Just make a note of it. Allow yourself to do whatever you want to do with it. But take the time, maybe that night when you go to bed, to pause and go back to that emotion and now breathe. So if you can't do it on the spot, make a note. Whenever else, whatever time you have where you can say, okay, I'm going to go back to that moment, feel that emotion, and breathe. You're not trying to figure it out. You're not trying to excuse it. You're not trying to get rid of it. You're just allowing it to be. You're allowing yourself to feel your feelings. Your body is designed to feel your feelings. But when your mind hijacks those feelings, that's when you're recycling the feelings.
Mm.
Just stays and gets ugly toward
Yeah.
yourself or toward others.
Like when you have a fight and then you're like coming up with
Replay
all
it.
of the different things that you could have said, but
Correct.
you didn't. That has happened so many times, right?
All of us. All of us.
Yeah.
So yes, so then the feeling gets stuck there, and that's why we go for so long harboring these emotions. But if you can breathe through it without any expectation, so you don't let your mind hijack it. Oh, but she did, and I didn't. That wasn't right, and I. If you don't let that happen, and you're just like, no, I felt angry. You might even like that breath might change,
Yeah.
and you might be in the mood to take a second breath, right? Because eventually it's very addicting because it
Yes.
works,
Hmm.
as you know. So that's my big cue for me because it doesn't cost any money. Everybody can do it. You don't have to be an expert at it. Nobody has to tell you how to do it. You can just do it.
I love that. That's great. And it's so accessible. I mean, and I
Yeah.
love that you said it's just one breath. You can't say no to one breath.
What you gonna do? I
Yeah.
don't have time. What?
I teach this to my son. I always go with three breaths for him. I don't
Mm.
know. I just work with threes a
How old
lot.
is your son?
He's 10.
Oh, okay.
So whenever he gets overwhelmed or anxious or upset or something, I'm like, breathe. And I show him like, deep breath in and then exhale out. And it does calm him down and he likes it, but he still doesn't do it on his own. But
Well, you're
it's
putting a seed. You're putting an extraordinary seed in him.
yeah, it's a work in progress, but it's so powerful,
Yeah, it is.
to see the whirlwind going on and then seeing that calm down like
Yes.
instantly
Yeah.
just by the
Like even the
breath.
world, right? Like you watch
Yes.
things on the news or wherever you get your information, it sometimes it takes your breath away.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Ah,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, so now, sorry about that, but I needed all of that information. It
No,
was
no,
so
what I'm
good.
here for that. Don't
Yeah.
apologize.
No, no, okay. So from there, now you are helping people.
Hopefully.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes.
How you do that.
So I do two things.
Hmm.
I do healing work. So like we talked about, I'm a conduit to healing work because it's very clear that I don't do. My job is to surrender and to let go. So
Hmm.
the very thing that I learned many, many years ago, that is my tool to learn to let go and let God in, let it work through me. And to the extent that I can do that, that's the power of the session and also the individual, right? Because their frequency, their vibration, their souls, they're participating as well. It's really between them and God and spirit, whatever, put whatever word you're comfortable with. It's between, and I'm just a bridge. So I do that. And usually we have long conversations before. So I think that's just as important. The, I'm hoping my place, which is like on top of a mountain surrounded by trees and greens and animals, and we can see the ocean. I have a lake not far. It's really beautiful. And there's a temple where I do the healing work, and I have a harmonic egg. So the harmonic egg is sound and light work. Sorry, I disjointed because I realized I should introduce both modality before I get into it. So the other thing is an egg, and it's literally an egg. It's
Uh-huh.
huge, and it has sacred geometry. You step inside, there's a big, comfortable chair that goes to zero gravity because it's so comfortable for your body. But you go as low as you feel comfortable. And then I choose lights based on chakra, top and bottom. It's just one big light. It's not like flashing disco.
Hmm.
One big light on top, like a moon, and at the bottom. And we talk. And then we choose a song. The light is chosen, and you sit there for 40 minutes. And then when the song ends, you're quiet for 10 minutes to process. And then you cook, you come out. And like I said, you come out so chill. It's like I said, it's as if you're a master meditator. It's an amazing central nervous system reset. And it helps you. It's trying to build your new default,
Hmm.
responding as opposed to reacting. And it can, we have hundreds of songs, so you can really you can talk about and access emotional, spiritual, physical stuff. And because your central nervous system is so chill, it allows the body to do what it does best, which is go to work and start healing. That's
Hmm.
what it does. And because it's your whole entire body, it sort of soaking in that light and that sound that is being moved 360-degree through and through you. It's not just in your ears, it's your whole body. People feel it. They have sort of a light out of body experience. It's just being a little dissociated. So you become easily the observer.
Hmm.
And very often people will say, oh, yeah, my thoughts would go, but I couldn't grab them, which is
Is it
meditation.
is it like being in the 0 point of meditation? Is
Yes,
that what it's doing?
very much. But from there, people branch out where each of them branch out. It
Hmm.
can go many places.
How did this egg shaped thing come into your life? How did you get it from somewhere? Did you invent
Yes.
it?
No, I
Okay.
wish. That would have been awesome. Gail, Gail Lean is the inventor.
Uh-huh.
No, there was a woman. I wish I remembered her name. She works with autistic kids. She
Hmm.
was, I think, a doctor, and then she became an intuitive with autistic kids. And we met through a friend. And then she told me about the egg, that it really helps her autistic kids. And I was very curious about that. And so I flew to Gail and I tried it. And I had a migraine. I had a really bad headache because that followed me for a while. And I went in the egg, and I brought my lawyer, who's a good friend too, and she's not into that stuff. So I thought between her and me and I, if we both like it, the odds are a lot of people will like it because she's
Hmm.
so not into that.
Yeah.
And so I remember she was in the egg sitting and she had her phone and she was so annoyed that she had to give her phone away. But we both went in at the same time and I came out without a headache and she came out, she was dead asleep and she loved it. So I thought, yeah, that's my thing. It made
let me
sense to me.
let me ask you about the headache part. The headache went away. Did it come back? Do you still have episodes of big headaches?
Yeah, I think my headache is many different things.
Uh-huh.
One is purely physical. So I didn't realize. So I was hypoglycemic,
Mm,
but I knew that since I was 16 and I eat a diet, little snack and protein, carbs and all that. Like I done that forever. So it's never been a problem. I think I think I was on hyperdrive. Like I think fear, anxiety, I, we would need more time.
mhm,
But I think there was a crisis in me that was building that I was not unaware, I was unaware of. And for
mhm,
some reason, it just, I could actually almost map it physically how it could connect. But our body responds and reacts to our thoughts and our feelings. So of course, if I have a storm and I have a weakness, meaning I tend to be hypoglycemic, it's an outlet. So there's something there for sure for me because when I am very calm, meaning I am not questioning myself at all. I'm just quiet inside. I can go a long time without having my hypoglycemia drops, but it's crazy hypoglycemia. So I had found out that I have to do my diet and many, many times throughout the day. And just before I go to bed, and as soon as I wake up, I do kefir, raw kefir, with, I'm talking like 3 huge tablespoons of honey to just keep my sugar leveled.
mm,
If I don't have that throughout the day in between my meals or just a spoon of honey and I put some olive oil, sometimes the fat and the sugar, makes it that it's being absorbed slowly in my body, in my bloodstream, I will start getting a headache.
mm.
But I know that when I have days when I'm quite centered, I don't have these spikes quite as much. So I know there's something there and I'm slowly massaging all that. But yeah, that's the state of my headache. Thank you for asking.
Yes, no, thanks for sharing that. I was going with if the if what this light and sound space provides for the body to kind of like reset itself.
Hmm.
um I was wondering, does it have lasting effects? Does it help, let's say, somebody who has regular headaches or migraines? Does it help the body kind of reset so that now they're having less, or the body begins to heal itself? Does the person need to go back and have another session to kind of like a chiropractic thing, when you make an
Yeah,
adjustment and then it needs to go back? Like, I just kind of wanted to know more about the effects of it, and or the
yeah,
lasting effects of it.
yeah. It's definitely cumulative.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't drink a glass of water on Monday and say I'm
Right.
hydrated for the week, right?
Uh-huh.
So, yeah. So it's definitely cumulative. She doesn't recommend more than once a week because it
Mhm.
actually processes throughout the week.
Yeah.
But repetition, again, it's about teaching your body, teaching yourself to respond, not react.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you repeat, same thing with the breath, right? Same thing with eating healthy. You don't have one meal and say, now I'm healthy. In order to have a real change physically, you need to keep up your diet and make it a healthy diet, whatever that means for you. So it's the same thing with this harmonic egg.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you repeat, that that very quiet, still place becomes very familiar. You're comfortable in it. You kind of like it, and you learn to access it outside the egg.
Okay.
That's one of the thing about repetition with the egg, I am not allowed to claim anything.
Hmm.
So I can't claim anything. I can
Completely got you
only,
on that.
yeah, I can only say there's a reason why people come back. And yes, if the central nervous system is not fighting imaginary monsters, it's kind of ready to go to work and it's ready to go. And we know our immune systems heals and gets rid of stuff all day long, all night long. It's working constantly for you on your behalf. So when you calm down and you really chill, everything is more effective.
You, before we started recording, you mentioned that that a person does not need to physically go there
That's
and be
right.
in the egg. So can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about how people who cannot get to you to the physical place where this egg is
Yes.
can actually still get help with it?
Yes, yes. So it's quantum, right? It's vibration frequencies. It's okay if you can't be there physically. And even I, who is in that world, it took me a while to surrender to that. And actually, people would ask for it. They're the one who got me to actually offer it. I'd be like, well, everybody does it, but I don't know. I've never done it. And that was years ago. And then people would push. And then I realized, oh, as we spoke a little bit, I said to you, sometimes it's actually better because the people are not uncomfortable in front of you. So I do
Mm,
it with the healing work. So I have a big temple and I have this big thing called the WAF. It's like this big, it looks like a blown up, like one of those floaty
mm-hmm.
on in a pool, but
Yeah,
it's actually designed for autistic kids to calm them down. So it's very soothing and it has a bit of a biofeedback because it responds very, very subtle to your breath. So that's what I lay people on. So whether it's healing work or the egg, I will take a picture. I will ask you a picture of yourself, just simple as you are at that moment, you from head to toe, and I will put it on the WAF. If it's a healing work a session, or on the chair, if it's the harmonic egg, and I proceed as if you're there. So that
mm-hmm.
picture is you, and I
Mm-hmm.
just do the work, or I do the sound like I choose the song and the lights, and then I wait for 40 minutes and then 10 minutes quiet. And then I take the picture out and I keep it in your folder. And if it's healing work, I walk out and I ground my feet and I wait a little bit and then I go take the picture and there it is. Yeah.
I love that. I have done some scalar
Mm,
energy healings.
yes.
And that was also very interesting because I was like, what? Because they asked for a picture. So I sent a picture and they're like, yeah, we just put the picture, we run the energy. And I was like, okay. And but yeah, you do feel the difference and it's
Yeah.
incredible that,
Yeah.
you don't have to, it's just the intention, the allowance, the allowing yourself to receive,
That's right.
and then you feel it. So yeah, very, very
That's right.
interesting.
And one thing I love about the egg, actually, that I forgot to mention, but
Uh-huh.
that's one of the main reasons that I chose it, is that it is only a really good sound system and light. There's no EMF, there's no Wi. My place doesn't have Wi-Fi, but there's no Wi-Fi because I'm very sensitive to those frequencies. So I feel very safe. Like you can be pregnant, you can be very sick, you can bring a baby, you can have a dog. Like I know that it's just sound and light. That's all it is. So I feel very safe having whatever is happening, I can put you in there. Yeah.
I love it. In terms of your healing, when you do a healing session, you mentioned that that you do a lot of talk, a lot of conversation first,
Yeah.
and then what else do you do remotely?
Well, I do the same thing.
Okay.
So funny enough, so I don't know about your work,
Uh-huh.
but more and more when I sit down and talk, my hands will start vibrating and they will move. They move slightly differently than if it was me.
Mm.
So then I know guidance kicked in and I can feel the quality. First of all, I feel the peace in me and I feel the quality of my speech, like the texture of my speech is feels different and I sound a little smarter than perhaps I am.
I love the way you said that.
Then I know guidance just stepped in. So
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of healing work through the conversations.
Yes.
Some people really pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so some people will just call me and say, can we just do a talk healing work? So I don't write it down on my menu
Mm-hmm.
because it's just started happening in the last year where people really just want to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And it's a welcoming, and it's a I feel very there I feel asked. I feel received. So the guidance just pours out. That's
Mm,
kind of how it works. And I can feel when it backs off and it's time for me. But it's not like the people that channel and close their eyes and really stepped out. I'm very present. I could just feel the information and the quality of it. It's all different. And many people will pick it up. And so now I'm also doing that. So it's the same price, it's the same time, but some of them say, I don't need to lay down and just do just the healing work. Let's talk and see what happens. I can still do that.
hmm.
We can change our mind in the middle of it. I don't care. It all works for me. It's whatever helps, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, so talking. Otherwise, yeah, we sit down, talk. We have to feel comfortable with each other. We have to feel safe with each other. Big, big part of healing work, I think, is allowing someone to feel safe, to feel heard, to feel seen. I think that's what most of us didn't get. So, talking is about that. And it's about sharing and really getting to the truth, past the reactions and the judgment and the pointing the fingers, and down to the truth of where the boo boo is. Where does it hurt?
Hmm.
Right? And let's touch on that. Let's breathe on that. And let's do healing work or harmonic egg. And hopefully, they come out feeling better and with some clarity.
I love that. So, do you feel when you're saying my voice changes a little, or I feel I sound smarter? That's you're channeling,
Yeah.
like when you did before with your husband many years back.
Yeah, it integrated.
Hmm.
So my voice doesn't change like a tone. It's not that.
Yeah,
It was the like there's something in the rhythm and the quality of it that it's quieter,
yeah,
slower, um, with long beats sometimes, right?
yeah.
Or and sometimes it's uncomfortable, or there's a uncomfortable truth that needs to be told. Usually it's with regulars. We've established we're safe with each other, and I'll feel intensity in my eyes, and they'll lock in and they'll say something. And I know it's like, ouch, like it's the thing, right? But
Mm,
it's said, in a kind way, but touching the raw place. And I can feel that moment. I can feel it. I can feel it in my eyes. So that's when channeling happens. There's all sorts of way to channel.
yeah,
And I think that's one of the things that will happen in the decades to come, because we talk about channeling now much more than we ever have
for sure.
for many, many decades. And because if you go back in time and back in time, you can see those things were more prevalent.
Hmm.
But let's say, in our lives, our grandparents or their parents, it's very prominent now. The same way that yoga was crazy. Not everybody does yoga, right? So
Yeah.
healing work and chi work and Reiki, there's schools, and it wasn't like that even when I was young.
No, not at
So
all. This is
that,
really like the last 20 years, I would say.
that's right.
After 2000, pretty much,
Yeah.
we
So I
started
think
just.
there's a progression in the world.
Hmm.
And so I feel it's important to say channeling doesn't look any particular way. It
Yes.
can be just a really strong feeling, a voice of wisdom, or you can channel through cooking for people, right? There's channeling, we have a very narrow sense of it. I think it will widen, and it will just be connecting to your soul,
Hmm.
right? Just
Yeah.
connecting inward, that aspect of you will have a space on stage, and learning who's the president and who's the VP, right? Like, who's in charge here? Who's the wisest? What's the wisest aspect of myself? Allowing it to be fully embodied, and like a partner. Like I said, my guidance is a partner. My son, it's a buddy. It's part of his life. So allowing that to become a normal, it's just like we have two arms, two legs. We have this amazing soul, spirit. Again, all the different, people, there's hierarchy, spirit is this, soul is this. I'm not getting into the
Hmm.
definition. That inner aspect of you that is wise and kind, and healing, just receiving it, just allowing it, is very healing. allowing that to be part of your life, to be on stage with you, participate in your life fully, not just when you go to church or when you pray or when you do yoga or when you do Tai Chi. Always. It's always there with you. It is you. So I think that's the revolution.
Yeah, beautifully said. Yeah, when it's really your intuition or that gut feeling that we've had, and we have talked about those two things for much longer than channeling. But that really is what it is. It's just understanding that that intuition or that gut feeling is your higher wisdom letting you know of something and paying attention to it and then following it, and that's the channeling part.
Yeah, and the body has its own little system, right? So the gut feeling, I don't want to make a separation because I really think God is woven through it. We
Mm-hmm.
are in the belly of God, like we are. Like I don't even understand the separation of mind body connection. Like, what are you talking about? There's
Yeah,
no,
it's all one.
it's oh yeah. So, but the gut feeling, there's also the aspect of the wisdom of the body, which is its own creation, right? And it records and sees and feels everything. So part of that gut feeling, that intuition, is also the body that has its own knowing, its own way of communication. So yeah, that's also its own, like honoring, if you could honor that wisdom in your body, we would stop objectifying it and demanding it to look a certain way and behave a certain way, acting like it's you know, a, 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 a bottle to decorate, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a vessel and it's incredible. It's incredibly wise and has gifts and abilities. And if we stop beating it up because I don't like my nose or I don't like my weight or I don't, I'm not saying don't be healthy, don't honor that beautiful temple, take
Mm-hmm.
care of it. But this objectification toward ourselves and others, we lose track of what this thing is. What is this thing? It has so much to teach and to give. And I think that's also something that I'm hoping we can see in the decades to come. We back off a little bit from, having to look 20 for the rest of your life and being so harshly judged on all these things.
And to your point, it's bringing it all back to the full circle here. It feels like all of this intention of changing ourselves, right? Looking like a specific person, having the specific body, looking young, all of those things, in essence, is us trying to do it through our mind, like this is what I need to do, and there's that resistance that doesn't make it work. And then when we allow ourselves to just love ourselves, be ourselves, then I feel that's going to just naturally happen.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
the long life, the healthy body, the all of those things will just integrate because
Yeah.
there's no more
Resistance
that
against
resistance,
ourselves. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then once you start really caring, eating healthy or moving doesn't become a chore. You really love this body. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like your child. It's not a chore to change its diaper. It's not a chore to teach him to breathe. It's not a chore to walk him to school or drive him to school. None of it is a chores. It's love.
Yeah.
You want to do it. So once you feel that toward your own body, your own self, then all of it is easier. You will eat better. You will take care of it because you love it and you're grateful for it. It's a gift. So none of it is so hard because that resistance is not there.
Yeah, I love
Listen,
that.
aging, if all you wanted was like one gift about um, not having walked for so much and all the other car accidents that I got into is, oh my God, I'm 58. Am I happy to be walking, to be moving, to be exercising again? So it kind of made like, oh, I have lines. I'm walking. I know what it's like. And I've had migraines for 2, 3 years in a row. nonstop, and now I don't. Oh my God, this is amazing. Like you get so happy being well. So you focus as you age. I just want to be well. If being angry and jealous um, makes me, doesn't feel good in my body, I won't want these emotions in my body, right? So the whole thing is connected. The whole thing, it just makes your life easier on all levels. So it's incorporating really the wisdom of all ages of the being and the doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Eckhart Tolle at some
Yeah.
point in his speech would say, human being. So the human is a doer, yet we are human beings to be as well. So the perfect sort of, meshing of those two things.
Yeah. I love that. Amazing. Wow. I love the way this whole thing just came together. Like,
Yes.
what? We didn't even know it was going to go that way.
No, I love having a talk with you. Just talking is so nice. I loved it.
Thank you. Same here. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you would like to share with the audience, or anything that I didn't ask you that do you want to talk about now?
Earlier, I was saying that the main things that I've noticed is when I work with people and with myself, being seen, being good enough, being lovable, allowing someone else to be seen, someone else give it the benefit of the doubt that they're good enough and they're lovable. Those are deep wounds in our societies, but you can't get it from someone else. It's really, it's really true. You have to give it to yourself. So my hope is I'm a little, I just am participating like everybody else, and the things we talked about, like the breath, is to allow yourself, like, yeah, I I I can see myself. I can see my pain. I can allow my pain because I'm lovable. I'm worthy. I can do that for me. I can't sit and say, oh, I see that. That really hurts, right? Allowing it to be in these little moments will truly help you in this self acceptance that we all talk about.
Mm,
It doesn't require big things. It doesn't require you to look 20 and weigh 105 pounds. It doesn't require to have the big mansion, the car. And shit happens. If you practice in your day to day these little things where you are allowing yourself to be you, not pretending to be anything else but you, not holy, not the devil, just you. So you don't beat yourself up or you don't have this grandiosity. You breathe and you feel your pain or your joy or your fears and you allow it and you accept it. That means you're seeing yourself. You're accepting yourself. You're allowing it to be what it is. It goes a long way in self love. And that's the beginning of everything.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you for asking.
Yeah, Isabel, where can people go and find more about you and connect with you?
Thank you for asking.
Mhm.
Um, I think the simplest way is to go to authenticitystressless.com.
Okay.
Authenticitystressless.com. It's actually what we talked about.
Yeah. And I'm
Authentic.
gonna put the information on the notes, so if you didn't catch that,
And it's
um,
also on Instagram, same thing, and Facebook.
awesome. So I'll put all of your information on the
Thank
notes
you,
so
my
people
dear.
can find you. This has been beautiful, an amazing conversation. I love your energy too.
You too. You too.
Yeah. Well, with that, I'm going to say bye-bye
Goodbye
and
and thank you.
yeah, we'll talk to you soon.